I get emails and occasional phone calls from people wanting to know how to date, how to start over dating. Maybe it's been a while since you've had a date. Maybe you don't even know what a date is anymore. But as a single mom, it's even tougher to date because you have children. A lot of single moms to me say, well, I'm not going to let my children meet my date until I figure he is the right one. When he's the right one and I think I want to marry him, then I'll introduce him to my kids, because I don't want to put my kids through all this torture and torment of meeting all these different men in my life. Well, I'm sorry, I think that's backwards. I think the problem with that formula is that by the time you're in love with this man, you're expecting your children to be in love with this man, and they haven't had the same length of time to get to know him as you have. So here's a little bit of suggestion on how to maybe fix that. When you're in the process and praying and thinking, Lord, I'd like to start dating again. I would like to see what God has for me. Build friendships first. Now, I know that sounds easier said than done, but this goes back to being in community. This goes back to being in singles ministry or single parent ministry. This goes back to serving and being a part of your church. As you build relationships with the opposite sex, your children get to see them as well. They see you interact with lots of different guys, and they see the friendships that are there. And as a group, you do things together. So when your church singles ministry does a cookout, you bring your kids, and your kids can see some of the guys that are there. Vice versa, they can see you with your kids and see, wow, this is the lady that I'm interested in. These are her 3 kids. And I think it's good they get to know them as well. You build these opposite sex friendships so that one of them could turn into being the guy for you. So if you do it in a safe way as friendship, then as time goes on, that friendship could turn into something else. The children have gotten a chance to get to know him. You've gotten a chance to get to know him. Then it takes it to the next level, which is, hey, we're hanging out one-on-one. We're not committed yet, we're not calling it dating yet, but we all have gone past a little bit, past the friendship in a group. So again, your kids are getting to know him, you're getting to know him, but at some point in time, if you're saying, this really isn't the one for me, nothing has been lost. The kids are still friends with this guy, you're still friends with this guy. And there's no brokenhearted, there's no torment, there's no, oh, I thought he was gonna be my daddy and now he's not. He was always just your friend, and that's good. But if it doesn't, and it turns into something more, you both get to fall in love with him together. That's what happened with me, with my mom. My mom was separated, divorced from my birth father, and I remember she brought Henry around to us. And Henry was in our lives as much as he was in her life. He knew through the grapevine that she was a divorced mom with 4 kids. And why he would ask her out, knowing that he'd already raised his kids and he already had grandkids. But yet, he saw something in my mom and he wanted to get to know her better. But she says, hey, I come with 4. Are you ready to get to know them better as well? And he was. He took that chance to be our friend first, her friend first. Then the day came that their relationship changed. And I remember him saying to me, I love your mother and I love you. I said, you love me? I don't think you know me that well. He says, well, you're a part of your mom and I love your mom, and so I love you. I said, wow. He was willing to take it all. That's okay, you can marry her. You see, that's what you want your kids to see. That's what you want them to experience. They need to fall in love with him just like you fall in love with them. But it starts with a friendship, and it starts with a safe place at your church and in community. So don't do it backwards. Don't find the guy, fall in love, and expect your kids to fall in love. It's really hard on kids to do it that way.